Okay, last time I served up some steamy ships and figured out what quirks our favorite heroes' babies will inherit. Well, your boy is back by popular demand to make even more babies. But still sounds wrong. A bunch of you commented with some great quirk combos, so you know I had to include one of your babies on my list. So stay tuned to see who I picked. I also included some ships that y'all cannot believe I left off in the first video. I'm looking at you, Tododeku shippers, so we'll start there. We've seen how much Deku and the other 1A students have managed to bring Todoroki out of his shell, quite literally. One of the strongest members of 1A, Todoroki is calm and stoic, but he's also down to unleash a punishing wall of ice when he needs to. My dude definitely has daddy issues, which, with a dad-like endeavor, I can totally understand. Okay, quick aside, do you think Todoroki will eventually grow a flame goatee like his pops? Like, will it grow in like a patchy teen beard? But anyway, Deku managed to convince Todoroki to use his fire quirk in the sports festival, even though it resulted in Todoroki giving Deku a whooping, but it was also the start of a beautiful relationship between these two best boys. Todoroki acknowledged Deku's strength and even made the connection between his quirk and All Might. It's the bromance that launched 1,000 ships, and based on the number of comments we got and the abundance of Tododeku fan art, it's obvious that this couple is near and dear to the fandom's heart. So what would a Tododeku baby look like? If we're looking just at genetically transmitted quirks, we know this baby is gonna have some sort of fire control since there are fire quirks on both sides of her family tree. Because Todoroki seems to favor his ice quirk, this baby will definitely get some ice powers. And if we have a little more fun and throw one for all in the mix, you get a super formidable kid with a protagonist level quirk. I'm thinking this quirk would look a lot like Captain Falcon's ultimate move, Falcon Punch. This move is the perfect combo of Todoroki's Fire Blast and Deku's Detroit Smash. You know how Deku developed that kicking move, shoot style? I'm thinking this baby can do ice kicks, but like Daddy Deku, using this ultimate move would be very draining and might even cause injury. I mean, if you're Deku's kid, you gotta expect to have your broken fingers flailing in the wind at some point, because that's just how it is. Still, this is a really powerful combo that could be used for both range combat and close quarter fighting. We don't often see Todoroki engaging in hand-to-hand combat, but that's Deku's jam. So in that sense, this baby might even be more rounded than her parents. Okay, but let's be honest, this baby's real gift is getting Todoroki and Deku as her daddies. Next up is another canon-wrecking ship that y'all really wanted to see from my last video. The green-haired wonder plus My Hero's frog princess, Froppy. For the sake of all you commenters out there who pointed out that you can't pass one for all down genetically, first of all, I know, okay, I know. We're here to have fun, but I hear you. So let's take a look at a Froppy Deku baby if one for all wasn't in the mix. We know Deku's father has fire breath and his mother can attract small objects. If Tsuyu's kid inherited dad's fire breath, they'd basically be a fire salamander. So something like Charmander. Not too shabby considering Deku's parents' quirks are pretty low-key. But if one for all was passed down, hey, we're just pretending here, okay, relax. Froppy and Deku's baby's quirk would be Battletoad. Yes, you heard me. What's a Battletoad? I mean, okay, just bear with me here, okay? You know how All Might has his hero form? Actually, why doesn't Deku have one of those? I wonder when he's gonna get, Battletoad. So Battletoad would be Froppy, but ripped AF like All Might. You're welcome, world. The cutest ship makes the most OP baby. For the next ship, I gotta make room for the support class queen, Hatsume. We saw her face off with Iida in the sports tournament, and Mei pretty much used Iida as a model for her slick support items. She made Iida look good, he made her support items look good, and their match ended when Mei withdrew. She got what she needed out of him. Iida's normally super in control, so it was fun seeing Mei get one over on him. Mei's actual quirk is Zoom, meaning she can look at things really far away really quickly, I guess. Okay, sure. We know that Iida's quirk is super similar, if not identical, to his brother Tensei's quirk. And that's how Tenya plans to carry on his legacy as Ingenio. That makes me think Iida's quirk is probably a dominant gene. Mixed with Mei's Zoom, this baby's quirk might just look like Iida's quirk, Engine. But hold up, this baby is super technically adept, so she's basically like a mad scientist like her mom. I mean, maybe she creates some wild support item that lets her full on turn into a car, like Turbo Teen, maybe? You've all seen Turbo Teen, right? Right? Okay, wait, if this is a car quirk, I think I got it figured out. Maybe this baby has a weaker version of Mei Zoom. like a rearview mirror, it'd be called Objects Are Closer Than They Appear. What? Okay, so a while back I did a video on 1B students that should be in 1A.
Did a light die?
No. Kendo made the list and so did Ojiro. He's the one I was gonna kick out of 1A to make room for Kendo. But all that awkwardness aside, if you pair them up, you'll definitely get a hero baby with a powerful physical quirk. But before we get there, I wanted to activate the headcanon and point out why these two would actually make a decent match. We know Ojiro is a good dude, if a little boring. Maybe Kendo Saz could bring out his personality a little bit more. Here's hoping. If these two had a kid, it would definitely have an appendage. And I think I know what it would be. So you remember those sticky hands that you could get out of the quarter machines at the bowling alley? The ones we all used to slap our little bros with before getting them stuck to the ceiling and then getting in trouble? Yeah, this baby's quirk is sticky hand. It's got all the strength and flexibility of tail, but it can expand and contract like Mama Kendo's big hand quirk. If this baby inherits his mother's good strategic mind, he could wield this quirk really well. Think about it. We've seen Ojiro use his tail to quickly navigate through terrain, and it's not too shabby in combat either. Kendo is awesome in combat and can use her hands for more than just punching.
Hey, come on in, girl.
Hey, I'm talking about when she karate chopped Monoma. I mean, I feel for the guy, but he kinda had it coming, like, come on. With both parents' physical strength, this baby would be useful in a ton of combat scenarios. And if they inherit Kendo's good tude, they might just end up being a class representative just like their mama. So far, we've been sticking to pretty popular ships, but for this next one, I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I've got to give a shout out to commenter Fight Lord for this one. This baby is definitely going to be a villain. That was your first clue to this baby's parentage. Its daddy is a student from 1C General Studies who made quite an impact, Hitoshi Shinsou. His quirk is Brainwash. This was one of the more impressive quirks we saw debuted at the sports festival. Opponents fall under Hitoshi's control as soon as they answer a question. Dude's in 1C and he seems nice enough. I mean, he's pretty creepy looking, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Minetta. Everyone around him is convinced that with a quirk like that, he'd make a good villain. So he's got a bit of an identity crisis. But who's this baby's other parent? Good old Koji, Anavoice. This guy basically has Brainwash's quirk, but for animals. With those two quirks combined, you get something really messed up. Seriously, Fight Lord, this is dark. This quirk user has mind control over humans and animals. And because her parents are from UA, I'm gonna figure her quirk is really powerful. Let's say that when she has both a human and an animal under her control, she can Freaky Friday them. Straight up switch their brains. I think that would create like a manimal or something? Yeah, manimal, I'm gonna go with that. She might have as much trouble as her dad convincing the world that she's really not a villain, but I'm guessing this powerful quirk might give her a little more oomph than sweet Koji. In the last video, I asked you to come up with a quirk baby for Deku and Bakugo. I had trouble with thinking of a baby who wasn't too OP, and so did you guys, but most of you guys seem to agree on what this baby's quirk would be. This is another ship that I could just see working out in real life. Remember when we met Bakugo's parents? His dad is kind of like a Deku, plus these two have history, a lot of history. Why is there so much animosity between them? I don't really get it. I feel like Bakugo might just be struggling with some complicated feelings. Come on, it's okay, man. Deku's a cutie. I mean, like every person he encounters in the licensing exam has a crush on him, so you're not alone. But what do you get when you mix the winner of the sports festival with the future #1 hero? Something big. If we go purely by genetics and take One for All out of the equation, you'd still get a pretty cool quirk. Deku might pass down his father's flame power, which would pair well with Bakugo's explosive quirk. Right now, Bakugo's hero suit ignites his sweat, causing explosions. But with the power of Deku's genes, we'd get Zippo. This baby would be able to light her own sweat on fire. That's a win, right? How about we throw One for All in the mix? This is where you guys seem to agree. This baby would be capable of massive explosions. Assuming One for All buffs Bakugo's already impressive quirk, you'd get Atom Bomb. So remember how I said earlier that these two would make a good couple? Yeah, I take that back. This baby is almost too powerful. Here's hoping that Deku's gentle spirit gets passed down too. But for real, both Deku and Bakugo have pulled some reckless, dangerous shit, so I wouldn't put it past this baby to really make a mess. Good luck, daddies. I'm Kurt, and thanks for watching GetintheRobot. It's comfy in here.